Sawyer Merritt covers Elon's companies, and every day I bring you everything Sawyer Merritt said on X in the last 24 hours. And here's two Tesla Cybercabs at night on public roads, some great 4K footage. But news that NVIDIA just announced Alpha Mayo, what NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang calls the world's first thinking, reasoning autonomous vehicle AI, launching on US roads later this year, starting with the Mercedes CLA. Jensen said it's trained end-to-end, literally from camera in to actuation out. It reasons what action it is about to take, the reason by which it came about that action, and the trajectory. Alpha Mayo introduces vision language action models, which enable self-driving systems to interpret what they see, reason about complex driving scenarios, and generate driving actions. The platform includes large reasoning models, simulation tools for testing rare and edge case scenarios, and open datasets for training and validation. NVIDIA says the approach improves transparency, safety, and robustness in autonomous systems, particularly in complex real-world environments, and supports progress toward higher levels of vehicle autonomy. With a 10 billion parameter architecture, Alpha Mayo 1 uses video input to generate trajectories alongside reasoning traces showing the logic behind each decision. Developers can adapt Alpha Mayo 1 into smaller runtime models for vehicle development, or use it as a foundation for autonomous vehicle development tools such as reasoning-based evaluators and auto-labeling systems. Alpha Mayo 1 provides open model weights and open source inferencing scripts. Future models in the family will feature larger parameter counts, more detailed reasoning capabilities, more input and output flexibility, and options for commercial usage. Elon said, well, that's just exactly what Tesla's doing. What they will find is that it's easy to get to 99% and then super hard to solve the long tail of the distribution. Sawyer replied saying, when I heard Jensen say the world's first on stage, I was like, huh? That's what Tesla has been doing, lol. And here's an up-close look at Tesla validation vehicles. These ones were spotted charging in Los Gatos, and you can see they have these cameras mounted onto the bumpers. Sawyer said, I wonder whether the new camera hardware on these Tesla engineering validation vehicles is only for validation, or if they're also testing potential additional camera locations for future vehicles, or possibly testing Banish. Regardless, there are now at least 7 Tesla Cybercabs testing on public roads in Austin and the Bay Area. Farzad says that's a lot of steering wheels. Sawyer said, I can't wait until April to see who is right and who is wrong, lol, as Farzad thinks the Cybercab will be sold with a steering wheel. Farzad says they will 100% ship Cybercab without steering wheel or pedals in April, probably for a few months at least. It's when their production capacity reaches a level that far surpasses where they can drop cars, that's when they'll switch. It's like y'all don't even read my posts. Sawyer said X doesn't show me those posts. If they can get regulators to play ball quick enough, a steering wheel won't be necessary. I'm more concerned about local state laws than federal at this point, quoting Elon having dinner with the president last night. Farzad said, when's the last time regulators played ball in an industry that is massively captured by legacy industry? Sawyer said, I'm optimistic, but Waymo, Tesla, and Zoox have a lot of influence too, quoting an announcement from NHTSA back in June saying the next step in its new automated vehicle framework, which is looking to ease rules that hinder Tesla's Cybercab and others. And Sawyer says the US needs to rapidly update its regulations and laws for autonomous vehicles, otherwise we risk slowing American innovation and potentially ceding the lead to China. Both Tesla's and Waymo's self-driving data show far fewer crashes per mile than when a human is driving, yet many of today's laws were written at a time when autonomous vehicles weren't even on people's radar. Regulation must catch up to where we are today and where we are going. Lives literally depend on it. And Tesla's FSD V14 received a bullish review from the Korea Expressway Corporation following a real-world test. In inner-city roads, testers noted that FSD was capable of autonomous driving at a level that already exceeds that of general human drivers. And Lucid today unveiled its production intent robotaxi vehicle developed in partnership with Group, Neuro, and Uber that will power its global robotaxi service. They also debuted today the Uber-designed in-cabin rider experience. Instead of reading out all of the specs, I'll just show you guys the video. Pending final validation, the production intent robotaxi is expected to start production at Lucid's Arizona factory later this year. And Norway shattered its all-time new car sales record in 2025, and Tesla emerged as the clear winner, capturing 20% market share. A year-end rush ahead of higher electric vehicle taxes pushed registrations to 180,000 vehicles, with EVs accounting for 96% of sales. And Tesla China sees the second best month ever by selling 97,000 vehicles wholesale in December 2025, trailing only November 2022's 100,000 units. Tesla China's wholesale sales still declined on an annual basis, however, down 7% year over year. And Tesla has rolled out a new supercharger charging card program in mainland China, giving owners the ability to prepay for supercharging using fixed kilowatt-hour bundles rather than paying per session. And Lucid delivered 5,300 vehicles in Q4, an all-time high. The company produced 8,400 vehicles in the quarter. And for 2025, they produced 18,000 vehicles and delivered 15,000, up 55% from 2024. And Boston Dynamics has just released a new video of its upgraded next-generation humanoid robot called Atlas. Dylan says, just so everyone is on the same page, this entire video is CGI. Look at the human. Sawyer said, yep. And Boston Dynamics has announced that it will begin manufacturing the new version of its Atlas robot immediately. The fleets are scheduled to ship to Hyundai and Google DeepMind in the coming months. More customers in early 2027. It's got a 4-hour battery, can operate in -4 degrees to 104 degrees Fahrenheit. It has safety features, a self-swappable battery as we saw. It's 6'2", weighs 198 pounds, 56 total degrees of freedom. It's now fully electric, can reach up to 7.5 feet high, and has hands that can reconfigure as needed. Tactile sensors feed data back into the system, helping apply the right amount of force, and the brain is powered by NVIDIA chips. No word on pricing. Hyundai is preparing to deploy tens of thousands of these robots into its own manufacturing facilities. And Boston Dynamics showed off its new Atlas humanoid robot working inside Hyundai's car factory, sorting roof racks, and they also showed Atlas's new 3-finger hand. This is with 60 Minutes. This is the first time Atlas has been out of the lab doing real work, and they explain that he is working autonomously. Here he is taking something off of a rack and putting it down on a table, and here he is pulling some parts out of a socket and putting it into a different one. And here's the robot manipulating some cups, about 3 at a time, and now it's placing the cups into a tray. And Walter Bloomberg says Tesla Optimus robot is facing setbacks, but Sawyer said this post is based on a 2-day-old Wall Street Journal article which contained no real new information. Optimus is the hardest thing the company has ever worked on, and encountering technical challenges along the way is a normal and expected part of the engineering process. Every company working on humanoid robots is encountering technical challenges, lol. Farzad says, I think Tesla can probably start selling humanoids to general public by 2030. Before that, it'll be strictly in companies, factories, and warehouses where they can control the system and benefit from repetition without fear of a robot falling on a child child or pet. Sawyer said, yeah, figuring out a great robot hand and how to properly operate in people's houses is going to be one hell of a challenge. And Prem said, help me delete LinkedIn again by sharing this. Optimus is gearing up for production, and we're continuing to recruit the brightest engineers, interns, and technicians to bring abundance to the masses. We have several openings. You can apply directly at the links below. If you message me, you can skip the greetings and keep it concise. Just tell me about something you've built that nobody's done before. And Sawyer reposted that. And the world's first production-ready all-solid-state battery vehicle has been unveiled, a fully electric motorcycle. It's starting at $30,000. It has a 370-mile range. It can charge up to 80% in 10 minutes, a native NACS port, and goes 0 to 60 in as little as 2.5 seconds. And it has a top speed of 124 miles per hour, and deliveries start in the US in the first quarter of 2026, which is this quarter. Orders open today. The specs are impressive on paper, but whether all this is actually true will need to be confirmed when deliveries start in a couple months. It looks like the company is called Verge. And Nvidia has released a new video of its next generation Rubin chips, which are 5 times more powerful than their predecessor Blackwell. The new Rubin chips are already in production. Jensen said this is a Rubin pod, 1,152 GPUs and 16 racks. Each rack has 72 Rubins. And Elon Musk spoke on the new chips. He said NVIDIA Rubin will be a rocket engine for AI. If you want to train and deploy frontier models at scale, this is the infrastructure you use. And Rubin will remind the world that NVIDIA is the gold standard. Up to 10x reduction in inference token cost, 4x reduction in the number of GPUs to train a mixture of expert models, compared with the NVIDIA Blackwell platform, meaning dramatically lower hardware required for some AI workloads. It's 5x better power efficiency and uptime with Spectrum X Ethernet photonics technology, and third-generation confidential computing. Tim said Elon or Jensen, and Sawyer said Elon, quoting the source. And news that Elon Musk's xAI is installing at least dozens more Tesla Megapacks to pick on the left at the company's massive new data center in Tennessee. These are in addition to the $400 million worth of Megapacks they installed in the last couple of months at the site, as seen on the picture on the right. Brent Mayo said the sky at Macro Hard looks cool as today. Casually setting hundreds of megapacks is also super sick. The Tesla team pumping them out faster than my grandma's biscuits on Thanksgiving Day. Sawyer said, how many megapacks do you ultimately plan on having on site? And he didn't respond. And here's Trump tonight on Elon Musk.
Elon's great. I say about Elon, he's 80% super genius and 20% he makes mistakes. But he's a good guy. He's a well-meaning person.
So that's everything that Sawyer posted today. NVIDIA looks serious about their autonomous driving. At the CES conference today, Jensen mentioned that 7,000 NVIDIA employees are working on autonomous driving, which is about 20% of their employees. We saw Boston Dynamics is starting production of their robot, and it sounds like Hyundai and Google DeepMind will be their first customers. We saw Lucid's robotaxi that runs on NVIDIA computers, and it will be distributed on Uber's network. And we also saw Jensen release Rubin, which looks extremely powerful. And I know this video is titled Everything Happening at Elon's companies, but of course, we're talking a lot about the competition today, and that's relevant to Elon's companies. But that's all for today, and we will see you guys tomorrow.